Michelle and this is toDIYfor. So yes, I'm kind of surrounded by Christmas stuff. It's because I had to do some decorating in the apartment because I've got a bunch of Christmas content coming for you in the next couple of weeks. I'm about to head off on vacation for 2 weeks and I wanted to still have content coming out over those weeks. So I've been in a mad push to get these projects together, which includes some of the things that you can see behind me. So that is coming up in the next couple of weeks that you can look forward to. So subscribe so you don't miss those videos. But this week I wanted to show you potentially really a great Christmas gift idea. I'm obsessed with cheese and charcuterie boards, and if you are too, this DIY is totally up your alley. It's so easy to do, and it really has an expensive look to it. I basically just used a scrap piece of stone or tile that my brother had left over from some renovations in his home, and I turned it into this board. I'm gonna show you how I did that.
Okay, so first we're gonna start with the wood. What I have here is 4 pieces of oak. You do need to make sure that you are getting a very strong wood, so you can't get pine for a cutting board. Oak and maple are great options for this, but they are more expensive. So that is why I opted to get this thin board that was about $10. I had them cut it down into these 4 strips for me at the hardware store, and we're going to connect it with construction adhesive, which is something you're going to need to buy for this project anyways. It's incredibly strong. It will bond different materials like wood to stone to metal, and it is waterproof as well. So I'm adding these boards together because it cost me $10 versus the anywhere between $30 to $50 is what it would have cost me to buy, yes, a larger size board, but I was only going to be using a very small piece of it. So I thought that this was more cost effective. So it does just take a little bit longer to make the project if you're doing it this way. So once you have the construction adhesive joining all of this together, get a clamp your wood very tightly together, and just wipe away any of that excess adhesive that is coming through the boards and let it dry overnight. So as you can see, it is very sturdy. This stuff is amazing. Now this is the piece of stone that I have from my brother's renos. I don't know if it's stone, if it's tile, I have no idea what it was for. But when you are picking your wood, make sure that the thickness of your wood matches perfectly with the stone. That is very important to make sure you have a nice flat cutting board. So we're going to now just attach these 2 pieces here together, and unfortunately I did lose the footage, but again we're going to be using that construction adhesive. It's very simple and self-explanatory on how to do this. So here's what it looked like for how I clamped it together. Now this is only because I don't have a clamp large enough to wrap around it horizontally like I did with the wood. So I have this extra board here that I have put there to kind of brace these 2 pieces together and make sure that they lie flat together. It's not going to work if you just use 2 clamps without that wooden board, and just make sure that you don't glue it down. This is again left overnight together. I do think I could have gotten a tighter hold in between the 2 of them if I had a larger clamp to go around it the opposite way, but this worked really well for me. So now I'm going to take my rotary sander here and give this a good sand, get rid of all the extra construction adhesive, and really pay attention to the outer sides of the boards. I did that outside because my boyfriend was sleeping and I didn't want to be too loud. So I started, I think, with a 220 grit sandpaper on my rotary sander to do the heavy work. And then I went back with 320 to finish this off to make it extra smooth. And of course, once you're done all of your sanding, dust it all off, and then you're going to want to use a food safe oil on the wood portion of your cutting board. It really brings the beautiful grain out in this wood, and as you can see, this looks like just one piece of wood. I love how it turned out, and you're just going to have to continue to oil this on occasion. And there's your cutting board.
So unfortunately I wasn't able to showcase this board in its finest with charcuterie all over it because we're literally trying to eat every last morsel of food in our house right now and didn't want to do grocery shopping before we go on vacation for 2 weeks, but you get the idea. I mean, these pieces are really beautiful, styled in a kitchen, and like I said, would be an incredible Christmas gift, which is just around the corner. So yes, I do have a bunch of holiday decor ideas coming up for you in the next couple of weeks, thrifted, dollar store ideas, all very cheap, all on a great budget, because that's just what I do here. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of those videos, and I will chat with you next Wednesday. Cheers.